In this video, we're going to start working on the beat management of the gameplay controller. So what we want to do is to keep track of which current beat has to be played. And so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to start working in here, and we're going to start, I'm going to add a new method here, which I'm going to call void, and I'm going to call it next beat. And so basically this method is going to step to the next beat every time we call it. So, and there I'm going to go and put a debug log in there, and I'm going to simply debug this saying tick. And so from there, what I want to do is then now I want to go back in the mono behavior methods, and then in the start I want to use invoke. Here I want to use invoke rebooting, and invoke rebooting I'm going to say that I want it to call for next beat, and there I want to be careful because this isn't so safe as we're using some text. And so there basically I'm going to say that I want it to be called every beat. So for now, let's just do a quick test and saying that we want it to start right away, and then we want to call it every second. So basically we're passing a parameter for the interval as to the frequency that we want to call invoke rebooting at. So now let's go back in the editor and let's see how this works. All right, and so what we can see here is that we now have one tick every second. So now what I want to have is some quick accessor to the number of seconds per beat and the number of beats per second that I can use. And so what I'm going to do here is simply do a couple of accessors. So I'm going to make a public float, and I'm going to call this seconds per beat, and this is going to have a get and a private set so that I can modify it within the instance and only read it from other classes. And there I'm going to do the same thing here with another one that I'm going to call beats per second. Now I want to initialize those values, and so for this I'm going to implement the awake method like this. And in awake I'm simply going to say seconds per beat equals track, and then I'm going to go get the track BPM information, and I'm going to divide it by 60 like this. And so basically how many seconds per beat, it's the number of beats per minute divided by 60. And then how many beats per second, then this is going to be 60 divided by the track.bpm. And so these are going to be quick accessors that we can use in other components to simply refer to the number of seconds per beat and the number of beats per second. And there now I can use this and say that I want to use beats per second, and actually I'm going to have to rename this. And so I can now go back in the editor and try this out. And there we can see that it goes a lot faster as we've set the number of bits per minute to 120. So we basically have a tick every half second. Now what I want to do is to implement another accessor which allows me to access the current beat that I should be playing. And so to do this, I'm going to go back in the gameplay region, and I'm going to add a new property. So I'm going to use my property accessor, and it's going to be of type integer, and I'm going to call it current like this. And so what we see here is that when we do a get, then we simply return the value of the variable. And when we do a set, we make sure that the value is changed, and then we reassign the new value. And I also want to see if we have completed the track. So whenever we reach the end of the track, then I want to be able to cancel the invoke and also stop the gameplay probably and send some events later to say that we've finished the track. So what I'm going to do here is then first say if current is equal to the track beats count, then I want to use cancel invoke, and then I'm going to pass the next beat method. And I also want to store some value to say that if we have completed the track, then later I want to be able to use a simple boolean to say that if we have completed, then I no longer want to take the inputs and so on. So what I'm going to do here is then add a private bool that I'm going to call completed, and in there I can now say we cancel the invoke, and then we say completed equals true. And now that I've done this, every time we call next beat, what I'm going to do now is say current plus plus. And so this is going to increment the current beat to be played, and then this is going to trigger all the mechanics that we want to use later. So now that I've got this, I want to make the match between the beat information and the inputs that we're getting from the update, and this is what we're going to be doing in the next video.